Hi everyone, my name is Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to ask, what is causing separation at this time? We're going to ask the Divine Masculine, what is causing separation on their side? We're going to ask the Divine Feminine, what is causing separation on their side? Please feel free to switch roles if you identify more so with the other side, as we are all the Divine Masculine and we are all the Divine Feminine, and we are all trying to balance out our own DM and DF energies at this time. Okay, so let's go ahead and ask our beautiful Divine Masculines, what is causing separation at this time? What are we doing? What's in the shadows? What are we not conscious of? What's causing separation? And maybe that'll be my next reading. What are we not conscious of? That'll be the question next time. But this question is definitely what's causing separation? What's causing separation at this time? What is causing two cards? What is causing separation on the DM side at this time? What is causing separation? Yeah, so we got the Hierophant. So this is all about spiritual advice. Seeking spiritual advice. This also is commitment. Okay, and then this is concrete ideas. So that's very interesting. And this is the Page of Pentacles. And so when I think of the Page of Pentacles, this is normally about like focusing on your own pentacles, right? Focusing on your own creative ideas, focusing on your own prosperity, okay? And so this is something that the DMs need to be working on, is again focusing on their own concrete ideas and focusing on their own prosperity. At the same time, it's like they need to be seeking that from their soul is what I'm getting. It's like keep getting those answers from your soul. You don't have to necessarily seek advice from outside of you. It could be inside of you. And so keep searching, keep seeking. It's like that spiritual advisement, but at the same time, it could be from your soul. It does not have to be from a psychic or anything like that. All right, so let's look at the Divine Feminine. Look at the Divine Feminine, please. What is blocking and what is causing separation when it comes to the Divine Feminine? Two cards. What is causing separation at this time? Okay, so we have the okay. So it looks like we have the Death card reversed and we have the Seven of Swords upright. So it's almost like so Seven of Swords, the way I think of Seven of Swords is very much like lying to yourself, right? It's almost like, it's just like, even though your intuition is telling you one thing, it's like your head, it's like you're going into your head and it's like you talk yourself out of it. And it's like, that's what's causing separation, is like you're not staying in your heart space. Again, emotionally connecting to self is how you're going to really connect to your twin flame. That's like, you need to do that first, because once you're in physical union, it's never like an outside thing, because it's a very difficult relationship. It's like you're sharing one soul with someone. So as long as you're going outside of yourself to look for that love, it's only going to cause separation again when you're back with them. So it's like you have to go inside of you and connect, really emotionally connect. Listen to those songs that your twin flame is sending you in your ear chakras, really feeling it in your heart, feeling the love in your heart. Otherwise, Seven of Swords, they call this card treachery. And it's like, how do I get around this? It's almost like, how do I figure this out and so I don't get hurt? How can I get away from, like, what can I do to not hurt anymore? But then it's like almost like you're scamming yourself, because it is you. It's like you're fighting about, you have this inner conflict about you. It's like your twin flame is you, and it's like you have this inner conflict about yourself, and that's really what it is, right? It's an inner conflict about yourself. They represent you. And so that's causing the separation. So the antidote is to really emotionally connect to yourself and to really feel that love inside of yourself. I know it's hard. Like I say it like it's super easy, and it's not. It's like if you could try and do that 10% of the time, like you're really going to get somewhere. You're going to have some breakthroughs. Don't try to do this 100% of the time. That's too hard. But if you could try to do this 5 to 10% of the time, it's going to make changes. And also that will help you to transition, and your old self will fall away. It's very painful, not going to lie. It's very painful to have your old self fall away and to have a new, brand new self emerge of self-love, self-trust, trust in the divine, when like nothing in the physical is even showing proof of anything that you've done is correct, right? So it's huge, a huge transition, really diving into the shadows. That is what's going to help you. All right, let's use this deck. What else is causing separation at this time? Let's ask 2 cards for the Divine Masculine. What's causing separation, please? So whether it's, well, I guess if it's, well, yeah, whether it's upright or down, I'm saying it's a block. 2 cards. What is causing separation on the Divine Masculine side at this time? 2 cards. 2 cards. And you may want to take advice for both sides, because we're all the Divine Masculine and we're all the Divine Feminine. So, all right, 2 cards for the DM. Yeah, so child eternal, determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit. I love this. Oh my God, boy, am I working on this one. So it's like, this is great advice for the DMs. So as a DM, you know that we're all about charging forward and getting from A to Z as quickly as possible, climbing that mountain, making that success happen, never stopping to really stop and smell the flowers, smell the roses, right? It's really not about taking in the senses, smells, right? Taste, feel, and like really appreciating everything that's around us, you know. And it's like that, they call it child eternal. And so the DMs, this is going to help you to not be in separation, to really be in union with yourself, which in turn would be union with your twin flame, is to really feel into the divine essence of everything. Again, seeing everything with fresh eyes. Also, we got child nature. I find that so interesting. So we got 2 kind of wounded child cards. So they call this, being friends with animals and spirits. But in this case, maybe, and I'm not saying you abuse animals, and I'm not saying you abuse nature, but like maybe little things, right? Like maybe you don't appreciate animals, and maybe, and I'm not saying it means you're a meat eater or anything like that, but whatever your soul is trying to tell you, to feel more connected to nature and animals. Okay, so like maybe you would appreciate the trees by hugging them or talking to them or loving them. It could mean something like maybe you'll decide to compost or recycle or whatever it is, where you feel like you're being more connected to the earth, nature, animals. Okay, this is really going to help you with the separation, because when you feel separated from nature and animals, that is the opposite of union of all. And that's what the twin flame journey is all about. It's about being in union with everything. Okay, so let's look at the divine feminine. What are 2 things that are causing separation for the divine feminine? 2 cards, please. 2 cards for the beautiful divine feminine. Beautiful divine feminines. 2 cards. Yeah. And we got this last video for the DM. So being a pioneer, passion for doing, creating what has not been done before. Right? It's like you can't really find anyone like anyone that you find that's supposed it's like first of all, you intuitively know people who say that they are with their twin flames in the physical in a conscious way. It's like intuitively, it's like you, and they really didn't do anything to get there. It's like, doubt it, right? Or they're in the shadows with their twin flame. You see a lot of that. You see a lot of twin flames together who are like not, they're like in the shadows. It's not a very good relationship, right? And so we don't really have too many mentors in this. With and usually twin flames that do get together, they're not going to be out trying to make themselves stars over this, right? So being a pioneer is very, very, very difficult. And so to be a pioneer, it's like what you're trying to do is you're trying to follow your soul, follow the divine without really anything in the physical that is making you know for a fact that you are going in the right direction. It's like trusting the esoteric, noticing what's going on in the spiritual realm, and that's the only thing that's really going to keep you, that's the only thing that's going to really show you that you're going in the right direction. And the more you become happier within yourself and you come out of this suffering, it's like the more you grow and the more you shed your old self. It's a very tough journey, right? So this is called the vampire. And so this is about depleting others for your psychic survival, like codependency, right? So a lot of us, we will depend on others for our happiness. It doesn't even have to be a person, right? It could just be like a codependency where it's like, I won't be happy until this person's back in my life, or and it's like, and like a really a twin flame union cannot survive on that. It's like that's why right now you're working on that tool of only like being of really depending on yourself for that love and happiness and kindness, because that will never be your twin flames job, right? Your twin flames job will never be to be that rock for you. It's like you have to be your own rock. It's a very different type of relationship than what it is with a soulmate. With a soulmate, you can kind of lean on each other. It's like you have two souls that mate. It's like they have their own soul, you have your own soul, and then you mate, and like you can be each other's rock and that type of thing. Whereas with a twin flame, it's like you share the same soul. Okay. And so it's a very different relationship where it's like you can't like have a codependent relationship. It's just not going to work, because all you're allowed to do is mirror back to each other what's inside, because it's you in another body. There's a lot of friction. So when you start to emotionally connect to yourself and you start loving life and you start feeling whole and you start to feel like, oh my God, life is so wonderful and I love my life so much. And the more you love life, then your love life comes. The more you love life, your love life starts to come alive. And then it's like you manifest this self love through another person. I know that sounds weird, but that's like the antidote to being the vampire, of like being codependent on someone else for your happiness. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see. Anything else that we want to ask? What's causing separation? We'll just do this deck and then we'll grab from the bag. Okay, we'll grab one more card. Anything else that's causing separation on the divine masculine side? One card. What's causing separation on the divine masculine side? Guidance, but I'm sorry, this is called guidance, but where will it lead you? So this is the seed beacon fairy. Again, following your inner guidance. So this is definitely going to help you to be separated from your twin flame when you're not following the guidance. If you decide just to go in your own way, which you have free will and you're very welcome to do that. Because if you're like this and you're just like, well, I'm giving all this guidance, but where the hell has it gotten me? Like, what has changed even? Why am I going through all this work when nothing has even changed? Like, what's the deal? Like, what is even going on here? And so again, the whole purpose is to get you to really love yourself. It's not really to find it outside of you. I know that's such a difficult journey. I trust me when I tell you, I 100% get it. It's like, but that's what it is. It's like really inside. It's emotionally connecting to yourself. It's finding your creativity, really enjoying your life, really noticing and feeling into everything around you that's beautiful. It's really that's what it is. And that's hard for the DMs and the DFs. All right, let's grab one more card for the DF. What is causing separation for the DF, please? One card, please. One card. And we have count your blessings. Okay, so we got a nice guidance card there. Count your blessings. So if you're not counting your blessings, again, kind of the same thing, right? If you're not looking at everything that you already have, that's so wonderful, and you're just looking, and if all you can see is what's lacking or what's not going right, that will definitely affect you and your twin flame as you share a soul. Um, and I totally get that, right? Sometimes you just notice things that, that's mirrored back to you that's really kind of yucky. And then you're just like, oh my God, and you just kind of perseverate on that. You're just like, I don't know if I want that in my life. And so it's about like taking your mind, noticing that's the mirror, healing that inside of you, and then moving on to, and just have compassion, right? Having compassion for others is huge. Like right now, I have this friend of mine that I offered, like, I don't know, a beautiful trip to, and it was like a chore for her to say, oh well, like, when you going, and like, is it gonna rain? And it's almost like I felt like so unappreciated. It's like, wow, I'm like offering you this nice trip. But anyway, it's like trying to have compassion for that other person instead of like noticing like what's bad. But it's like knowing it's a mirror, so I have to kind of look inside myself and say, well, what is she mirroring back to me? This unappreciation. Like, what am I not appreciating about life? Because she like was mirroring back to, like, she didn't appreciate me or this offer, right? Like all she had to do was pay for airline and nothing else. And it was like I felt unappreciated. So it's like I had to look in the mirror and say, what am I not appreciating? What part of life am I not appreciating because it's mine? So it's like that type of thing. It's not easy. I get it. It's very, yeah. Okay, so now let's grab from the bag. So let's grab for the Divine Masculine. Anything else that's causing separation or anything that the Divine Feminine wants you to know? Beautiful Divine Masculines. Okay. So Divine Masculines. Yeah. So what's causing, yeah. So what's causing the Divine Masculines to be in separation is pretty much stuck. And this is an imbalance of the Divine Masculine. So if you're feeling stuck for the Divine Masculine, that is going to definitely cause your separation with your twin flame. And so I just want to show you my trusty chart, if I can. Oh, here it is. Because let me show you Divine Masculines, what this is doing. It's taking you out of balance. This is imbalance for the Divine Masculine side. So that means you're feeling, and this is from the wakeupexperience.eu. So if you're feeling stuck, the antidote for you Divine Masculines is to be more forward going, organizing, assertive, giving, have courage, okay, joy, okay. So these are the things that you need to get out of your stuckness, okay? That's going to cause separation. Virgo, it's very interesting. I don't know why, but we got this the last time. So the way I see Virgo, maybe I explained it so well the last time, that they say this is also a good trait for the DMs, is that beautiful DMs, being a Virgo is being very organized, like organize your life, like throw it out, like whatever's not serving you anymore, make space for yourself. Whatever brings you joy, that's what you surround yourself with, okay? Virgos are extremely organized. They really know how to take something and make sense of it. Like if you give them a mess, they're going to sort it out really nicely. Virgos are analytical. Yeah, so that is something that's good advice to help you right now. And then also, if you're feeling like I'm not ready yet, if you're feeling like I'm not ready yet, like whatever's going inside of you, or you're not feeling ready yet, maybe financially you're not feeling ready, or just courage-wise you're not feeling that you're ready yet. So it's like, what do you need to do? What do you need to do? Because that's going to continue on in separation until you feel like confident. All right, let's look at the Divine Feminine. 3 for the Divine Feminine. What do we got? What advice for the Divine Feminine do we have right now? Or what's causing separation? I feel like I should just pull 3. Let me just pull 3 down here. Okay. So Divine Feminines, yes. If you're putting your Divine Masculine on a pedestal, or if you're putting yourself on a pedestal, that's not going to work. So you need to not put anyone on a pedestal. Okay, everyone's equal, everyone's balanced, everyone's your mirror. Don't put anyone else on a pedestal, even just people in general. If you're putting other people like that includes Hollywood. If you're putting, or even seriously, religious figures, if you're putting anyone on a pedestal, that means you're not in oneness. You're separating yourself. That's causing separation. If you're comparing yourself to others and you're putting others on pedestals, that is causing separation. What else for the DFs? Third dimension. Yes, if you're stuck in the third dimension. Okay, what does that mean? That means if you're in desire or in fear, if like those are your prominent feelings, distress, you're kind of stuck in the third dimension. You kind of get out of the third dimension once you hit like acceptance. You start to have like reason. Oh, there's a reason for everything. I'm starting to accept everything. You start to get out of that third dimension and you start to like not fear anymore. You have courage, So being in the third dimension, like living there in that perspective, that's going to keep you in separation. All right. We also have being grateful. That's good advice. So just being grateful for everything, what you already have. Being grateful, just notice what you already have and thanking your guides and thanking your soul. Okay. Yeah, guilt. So if you're feeling guilty for anything, if you have any kind of past guilt, or maybe it's even in your subconscious mind, you may want to do some energy work. So any kind of guilt about anything that might have happened in the past, that is going to keep you stuck and that's going to keep you in separation. So that needs to be worked on. And the last but not least is awakening. So having an awakening. So that is going to help you wake up, and that is going to help you get out of separation. So of course, as you know, it's getting out of separation with yourself first. First, you have to get out of separation with yourself. You have to be in union with yourself. So what does that mean? Ask yourself, what does that mean to be in union with yourself? What does that entail? How to be in union with yourself? Like, how do you enjoy life? And like, do you ever meet someone who just loves life so much and they're alone? They're not lonely, they're alone. They love their lives and they'll travel by themselves. They'll meet people, but they just love and enjoy. They just look around and everything enthralls them. They're inspired by everything they see. They're just so. Do you ever meet someone like that? Like that's kind of oneness with yourself. It's like really enjoying life. Okay, so what does the DM want the DF to know, please? What does the DM want the DF to know? 2 cards. 2 cards. 2 cards, please. All right, DM wanting the DF to know. Our connection still affects me. Our connection still affects me. And also, the thought of you still does things to me. The thought of you still does things to me. All right. And then what does the DF want? Oops. What does the DF want the DM to know? 2 cards. Sorry, it's a huge deck because I put 2 decks together. What does the DF want the DM to know? 2 cards. What does the DF want the DM to know? 2 cards. All right, and the DF wants the DM to know Lying was just easier for me than telling you the truth. Oh, yeah, I can relate to that. It's like I didn't want my twin flame to know that I loved him. So I pretended I didn't. Yeah, I totally get that. Whatever that means to you. And it all comes down to timing. It all comes down to timing. Yes. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. I really appreciate all of you, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.